Hey guys, Jaden here, and welcome back from confessing to her. Pretty much everything was the same as what you've already seen. Monica did ask if we were flirting with her, though, and say some ominous things about make sure nothing happens to her. But other than that, everything else pretty much played out the same. So now I've written a poem for Natsuki. Perfect Natsuki poem. Perfect. That is what we like to see. And we are here, back in the literature club. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. So we just gotta go through this beginning stuff real quick. So we're gonna skip, and we'll make it to the Natsuki scene where we sit on the floor with her and read some manga, which we saw a little bit of in Act 2, but things got a little glitchy, so we didn't really get to experience the full entire story of that. So cute Yuri accidentally being cute gives us a book. We'll definitely read it. And now we're here on the scene. Even though we've seen the beginning, I'm just going to read the whole scene because this is Natsuki's playthrough after all. Get the full Natsuki experience. Ugh. I hear Natsuki utter an exasperated sigh from within the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. I approach her in case she needs a hand. You looking for something in there? Freaking Monica. She never puts my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point in keeping your collection organized if someone else is just gonna mess it up? Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. Manga? You read manga, right? Uh, sometimes. Manga isn't one of those things where you can't admit you're really into it until you figure out where the other person stands. How did you know anyway? I heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face. What's that supposed to mean? I see. There's a lone volume of manga amidst a stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. Curious, I pull it out of the stack. There it is! Natsuki snatches it out of my hand. She then turns to a box of manga and slips the volume right into the middle of the rest. Ah, much better. Seeing a box with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. I know that feel. I got a closer look at the box that she's admiring. Parfait Girls? It's a series I've never heard of in my life. Probably means it's either way out of my demographic or it's simply terrible. If you're gonna judge, you can go do it through the glass on the door. She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging or anything. I didn't even say anything. It was the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing, Jaden. Consider this a lesson straight from the literature club. Don't judge a book by its cover. In fact, Natsuki pulls out the first volume of Parfait Girls from the box. I'm going to show you exactly why. She shoves the book right into my hands. I stare at the cover. It features four girls in colorful attire striking animated feminine poses. It's exceedingly moe. Don't just stand there. What? Natsuki grabs my arm and pulls me out of the closet. She then takes a seat against the wall beneath the windowsills, and she pats on the ground next to her, signaling for me to sit there. That's cute. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take a seat. Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that. Why is that? I guess it's easier to be closer together like this. Don't just say that. You'll make me feel weird about it. Suki crosses her arms and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I can say it's a particularly bad thing. I open the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space while she hopes I won't notice. I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. Wow, how long has it been since I read the beginning? You don't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and then? Not really. Maybe sometimes after I've already finished the series. Hey, are you paying attention? I am, but nothing's really happened yet, so I can talk at the same time. Looks like it's about a bunch of friends in high school. Typical slice of life affair. I kind of grew out of these. It's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. Still, this is where I hard disagree with MC. Slice of life shows and manga can be great. So, what should I expect from this? Is there going to be plot? Well, obviously. You think I would enjoy something that didn't have a plot? I mean, well, I guess I know what you're saying. A lot of the beginning is about simple things, like there's this really funny chapter where they're obsessed with the guy at the ice cream shop, but that just helps you get to know the characters. And besides, it's still entertaining. But later on, there's all kinds of drama, like when they all get into their backstories, when some of the romance starts to happen. That's really what makes it so good. There are so many touching parts. Oh, is that so? Sounds like you really know what you're talking about. Maybe I underestimated you. Hey, wait. What's that supposed to mean? Uh, Natsuki gives me a little shove. I just meant that I haven't seen you at your full power. Good save. This chapter seems like it's about baking. It's just a guess, but is there a lot of baking in this manga? Well, Natsuki pauses for a moment as if she doesn't want to admit something. Yeah, but why does that matter? It doesn't. I was just curious. Since you enjoy baking too, right? That's just a coincidence. I just happened to get into baking around the same time I got this manga. Like I would ever get into anything because it's in a manga. I feel bad for anyone that impressionable. Definitely not a coincidence. I guess that explains Natsuki's interest in baking. Still, of all the hobbies to pick up from manga, it's definitely one of the better ones. Not to mention she's really good at it, so who am I to judge? Look at it, so cute. I'm gonna move. Oh no, Natsuki's gone off this. I'm gonna move myself over here, not Natsuki, so we can see this in all of its wonderful glory. We read on for a few more minutes. I'm gonna actually go up here. I'm gonna be eye level here with Natsuki. I finished a couple chapters at this point. Are you sure this isn't boring for you? It's not. Even though you're just watching me read? Well, I'm fine with that. If you say so. I guess it's fun sharing something you like with someone else. I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean? You don't? That's not... Well, I wouldn't really know. What do you mean? Don't you share your manga with your friends? Could you not rub it in? Jeez. Sorry. Like I could ever get my friends to read this. They just think manga's for kids. I can't even bring it up without them being all like, you still haven't grown out of that yet? Makes me want to punch them in their face. I know those kind of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitated towards the other losers over time, but it's probably harder for someone like you. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Wait, which part? I mean, I feel like I can't even keep it in my own room. I don't even know what my dad would do if he found this. At least it's safe here in the club room. Except Monaco is kind of a jerk about it. Ugh, I just can't win, can I? Well, it paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am, reading it. Well, it's not like that solves any of my problems. Maybe, but at least you're enjoying yourself, right? So? Jeez, that's enough. Are you gonna keep reading or what? Yeah. I flipped the page. Suddenly, Natsuki starts laughing. I totally forgot that happens. Natsuki puts her finger on one of the panels. Minori is my favorite character. You always feel a little bad for her since she's so unlucky, but it gets especially bad when, I shouldn't be talking about that yet. Just finish this chapter. It's a stark contrast to her usual bossy tone, but if she's not as used to sharing her favorite manga with her friends, I can understand why. It's hard to express in words that feeling you get when connecting with someone like that, and being able to provide that for Natsuki, for whom it's a rare experience, the thought makes me smile a little to myself. Okay, everyone. Are you all ready with today's poems? Oh, come on. Could your timing be any worse? Sorry, I just need to make sure we have enough time. You do look pretty cozy over there. Natsuki suddenly notices how close she's gotten to me. She hastily slides a good 12 inches away. Alright, I guess I'll stop here for now. I close the book and hand it towards Natsuki. You're just giving it back? Don't you want to know what happens? Yeah, but Monica just said, don't be dumb. Just take it home with you. Is that really alright? I say that mostly because I didn't really plan on using my spare time to read this. Well, of course. It would take forever to finish if you didn't take it home. Just finish that one before tomorrow and we can start the next one. If it gets bent, I'll kill you. By tomorrow? I only got partway through the volume so far. Might fall behind on some shows if I try to get through this. Oh, come on. One volume of manga doesn't take that long to read. But I suppose it's a necessary sacrifice in exchange for seeing Natsuki's enthusiastic face. Or am I more scared of what would happen if I don't finish it? Alright then. And then I stand up and return to where I put my stuff and carefully slip the book into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. Couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Everyone pulls out their poems. Yada yada yada. Let's share it with Natsuki. I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems. It's probably only fair I share mine with her first. Okay, well, let's start with the things I don't like. First of all, Natsuki rereads my poem. Never mind, I don't feel like giving you my opinion. And what's the point of sharing in the first place? I wrote this when I could have been doing other things. In fact, remember how I said I wanted to read your poems? That's what I had in mind when writing this. I wanted to help you feel comfortable enough to share yours. Like Monica said. Well, I would be more comfortable sharing my poem if yours was really bad. You were supposed to show me some dumb poem and make me go, ha, well, it's not that great, but let me show you what real literature looks like. And you went and ruined it. I hope you're happy. So, in other words, you're saying you liked it? Natsuki's retort gets caught in her throat. You don't understand anything, do you? I already told you that. You don't have to go announcing it to the world like you're all self-important. Pretty sure you never actually said that. Say it mostly to myself. Natsuki must really hate me or something. Or she's a tsundere, and apparently MC has never heard of tsundere. Can't figure out if it's a win or a loss that she liked my poem. In any case, you still need to show me yours, right? Alright, fine, I guess. Only because Monica will make me if I don't. I like this poem. Nice, simple, sweet, good poem. Yeah, I told you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't ever take my writing seriously. But is the point of poems for people to be able to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening, so I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki's feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. And then we show our poems to everybody else, and they say that the poems are kind of cute, and they didn't expect that from me. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. We read all this in Act 2, so we're just gonna fast forward through it. And then they have an argument. How did I get dragged into this? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whoever I agree with will probably think more highly of me. So of course, it's gonna be Natsuki. Yuri, you're really talented. Well, but Natsuki has a point. I think that I rack my brain in an attempt to back myself up. I think that conveying feelings with a few words can be just as impressive as well. It lets the reader's imagination take over, and Natsuki's poem did a really good job at that. Yeah, it did, didn't it? Show us how much you know. That's not... Natsuki, I think that's enough. Huh? Me? But she was so mean to me. Natsuki's voice whines. Look, what we talked about yesterday was right. Writing is a really personal thing, and sharing it can definitely be hard. It looks like we learned that today. Even small criticism can lead to something pretty heated. I glance over my shoulder. Shiori is nodding vigorously. Yeah, so You don't need to feel threatened. You're a great writer, Natsuki. Ah, Natsuki's voice gets caught in surprise. Thanks for noticing. She finally mutters that, barely audible. Yuri. Yuri looks at me dejectedly. With a face like that, I can't help but feel bad for her as well. I'm sure that Natsuki didn't mean everything that she said, so you don't need to feel threatened either. Well, if you say so. Hey, it's not like you need to apologize for me, Jaden. Sheesh. Natsuki takes a breath. The thing about, Natsuki glances around the room. Would everyone stop staring at me? Unsurprisingly, Natsuki has a harder time with it than she boasted. Suor and Monica look away. Anyway, the thing about your boobs, I didn't mean it, okay? That's all. Natsuki looks away, avoiding eye contact with anyone. Yeah, you're naturally beautiful, Yuri. Sorry. I'll go make some tea. Eh? I was just trying to help. I'm sure she appreciated it, Sayori. I pat her on the shoulder. Well, now that we're past that, everyone's read each other's poems, right? I hope that it was worthwhile for everyone, especially you, Jaden. And to be honest, it's a nice change of pace for the lazing around we got a little too used to. So my joining the club was responsible for ruining the atmosphere. No, not at all, not at all. There's still some time before we go home, so we'll all relax for a bit. Of course, besides chatting, we do literature-related things in the club room, so maybe you can chance to pick up a book or do some writing. After all, that's what the club is for. I disagree, Monica. About what? That's not the most important thing about the literature club. The most important thing is having fun. Of course. Well, I guess that's why you're the vice president, Sayori. In the end, though, Monica's right. Being in the literature club probably means I can't spend all my time doing nothing, but in the end, I guess it's been worth it so far. Okay, everyone, it's just about time for us to leave. How'd you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright. Well, mostly. Jaden, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learn something from your friends, too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn a little bit more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, it means I can do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Jaden, ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. Truly has been a while since Sayori and I spent this much time together. Can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, about what happened earlier. What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki? Does that kind of thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise, they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. Just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good with you. Phew, you know, Jaden, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club, but I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. I think everyone really likes you too. That's, every day is gonna be so much fun. Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat her on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay. Yeah, let's do this. Let's write ourselves another poem for Natsuki. I'm going to try to get a pretty good one. I don't need to get a perfect one now that I got the achievement already, but puppy. Parfait. Pink. Candy. Are any of these Natsuki words? Not really. I have a list pulled up like I did in the last episode just to double check. I don't know if any of these are Natsuki words. We'll just go with that. That's okay. We don't have to get it perfect. Skipping. Bubbles. Milk. Games. Silly. Oh, dang, that's Sayori. Clouds. Let's see. Fun. That's also Sayori. Gosh darn it. Swimsuit. Jump. Doki. Hair. Kitty. Socks. Play. Dang it, vanilla. There we go. That's another pretty solid Natsuki poem. Another day passes and it's time for the club meeting already. Gotten a little more comfortable here over the past couple days. The usual scene greets us. Sayori's hungry. She didn't bring any food because she wanted me to go buy food for her. Natsuki's nice, offers her a cookie. She steals a bite of Natsuki's cookie also. Monika's late because she was practicing piano. Oh no. Done. I skipped a little too far. So I didn't miss anything. Alright, here we go. Looks like everyone's already down. Sayori somehow already finished her entire cookie. Hiyori is back to her book, and Natsuki disappeared into the closet. It's not long before Natsuki comes up to me expectantly. Yeah, don't worry. I kept my promise. I pulled the first volume of Parfait Girls out of my bag. Natsuki takes it from my hands, then quickly turns it over, presumably checking for wrinkles. Hey, I'm not that careless. I handle manga all the time, you know. I just wanted to make sure. Can you blame me for being paranoid? I don't give people my manga every day, you know. That's true. I don't blame you. Well, anyway, let me put this one back. I'm gonna get the next one, okay? Natsuki makes her way to the closet, and I follow. So, you're gonna tell me everything you thought, right? Where did this volume leave off again? I forgot. The chapter ended when Minori and Alice found Monica. Natsuki's voice resonates from inside the closet. Eh? I peer inside. All of Natsuki's books are lined up on the top shelf. Did you move my manga again? Oh, sorry. The teacher got mad at me for taking up so much space in her closet, so I had to move some stuff around and clean up a little bit. It's all still there, I just have to organize a bit. The top shelf is far above Natsuki's head. She makes a futile hop, trying to figure out how to reach her manga. Jeez, this is so inconvenient. I'm moving all these back down. There's plenty of room on these shelves. Besides, they're really pretty to look at when they're all lined up. Why would you waste that on the top shelf? Natsuki, there's a stool up there on the wall. In the closet, there's a collapsible stool that's hanging on the wall. If you want, I can reach up there and hand them to you. I can get them myself. Natsuki grabs the stool from the wall and unfolds it. You think I'm too short or something? I mean, I knew it. Well, you know what? You just watch me. Natsuki on the stool, which ends up being a little wobbly because of its collapsible design. Careful. I know what I'm doing. On the stool, Natsuki's fingertips barely reach the top shelf. The stool will be enough for me to easily grab the books, but Natsuki's being stubborn as usual. Natsuki uses her fingers to scoop the smaller boxes to the edge of the shelf. See? Here! The box suddenly tips. Natsuki barely catches it before it falls on the floor. The stool wobbles. Whoa! Losing balance, Natsuki hops off the stool. Thankfully, she was able to stay on her feet. She holds the box triumphantly. There! Having almost fell, Natsuki is a little bit shaken up. Jeez. You don't need to prove yourself to me. There's no way you'll be able to get the bigger boxes like that. I can reach them, so just... I said I can do it. I don't want your help, okay? I'm gonna get a chair, so just hang on. Natsuki forces her way past me out of the closet. Let's see. The classroom chairs have desks attached, so they're too inconvenient to fit in the closet. Aha! She trots over to the teacher's desk, which has a computer chair behind it. She rolls it on its wheels back over to the closet. It's a little dangerous since the chair swivels and rolls, but I've already learned my lesson, so keep my mouth shut. Natsuki climbs onto the chair, then slowly balances on her feet. Since she refuses my help, I take a seat with my back against the side of the doorway and simply watch. More cute HD art. Look at the little Natsuki triumphantly climbing and grabbing books. Aha! There we go. See, I can easily do it now. Natsuki grabs a stack of manga and bends down to put it on the shelf below. Whoa! The chair swivels. Natsuki catches herself on the shelf. What are you doing? Can you at least hold the chair steady instead of sitting and doing nothing? Who was it that told me not to help? Yeah, I got you. I hold the chair while Natsuki reaches back up. I can almost see up her skirt. Jeez Louise. I forced myself to turn away. Natsuki seriously didn't think this through. Once she realizes I'll be dead. Natsuki wrapped her arms around the Parfait Girls box set, easily the largest one on the shelf. Ugh, heavy. Hey, Jaden? I don't think I can bend down without falling. Hurry and check this one. But then I have to let go of the chair. That's fine. Just for a second. Hurry up. All right. Let me just stand up. Slowly release grip from the chair. What do you mean stand up? Natsuki looks down at me. Why are you all the way back? Natsuki looks like she just realized something, but she'll lose her balance if she moves. Natsuki, the box. But what are you looking at? You're trying to look at my. Natsuki's legs shake. I'm not. I was just. Natsuki, don't try to move. Just give me the box. You perv. You set me up. Go away. Get out. But I'll do it myself. Ah, the chair suddenly swooped beneath Natsuki's feet. I'm not going to make that noise because it's going to be terrible. The scene turns into chaos in a split second. The chair flies from under Natsuki's feet. Frantically, I try to catch her. The box topples out of her hands and the books go flying. I got you. Oh, crash. The full force of Natsuki's body against me throws me to the ground. A whole bunch of books pelt me in the face. Natsuki tries to shield herself with her own arms as her face lands straight on my chest. Ugh. My right arm and back seriously felt the impact. Ow. Hi, Natsuki. Slowly, Natsuki comes to her senses. She presses her arm straight into me to prop herself up. Natsuki seems to realize it's not the floor beneath her. Gross, gross. Fist pounds into my chest. Natsuki then hoists herself to her feet. What were you thinking, you sicko? Everything okay over there? I heard a loud noise. Monica suddenly peers in. Monica, see what happens when you put the manga on the top shelf? Are you trying to kill your club members or something? Ooh, that's a line. Jeez. Sorry. Oh, and one more thing. It seems like your most recent club member is a total pervert. So I hope you're happy. I didn't... Somehow it's impossible for me to explain this whole bizarre situation to Monica. I didn't do anything, I swear. I know, don't worry. Monica says that quietly to me. Looks like I'm off the hook. Oh no, my... I look down. Natsuki is kneeling on the floor, holding one of the books that are scattered all over. There's a large diagonal crease along the page that she's desperately trying to smooth out. Oh, it must have landed on the page. Natsuki tries a little more to fix the crease, but she can't get it out. Suddenly, she gives up and slams the book shut, throws it on the floor. Instead of continuing to yell, she just lowers her head. Oh, that's so sad. Natsuki, are you... No. Natsuki's voice squeaks. I see tears on her face. I'll help get the crease out, okay? It's partially my fault, so... Natsuki shakes her head, still looking down. No, I don't even care that much. I'm just having a really bad day today. Natsuki sobs again. I didn't mean to take it out on you. I really didn't mean to. It's fine. Is there anything you want to talk about? Natsuki shakes her head. Just every day is so hard. I just want to come to the club and... She falls silent again. I can't press her, so I can only do what I know how to do. Alright, well, I'll help clean this up and I'll move the rest of your manga for you. I pick up volume 2 of Parfait Girls. We'll set this one aside. This'll help cheer you up a bit, right? You can get started once I'm done. Natsuki looks up with her glossy eyes. Her lip quivers. You're really nice to me. Eh? That sounded really strange coming from Natsuki. I didn't expect it at all. Well, I'm just treating you like a friend, you know? Natsuki lowers her head and stifles another sob. Yeah. I'm having a hard time with words today. It's not a good game to play when you have trouble speaking. I'm not sure what happened to her today, but being nice is the least I could do. The next couple minutes are silent between us as I gather the scattered books. I make sure to slip them in the box in the correct order. After a little bit, Natsuki starts helping. It isn't long before we're done, and I hoist the box onto the shelf where Natsuki wants to put it. Then I get on the stool and quickly finish moving the rest of the books from the top shelf. Alright, that should do it. I hop off the stool. Natsuki averts her gaze. Thanks. It's nothing. Natsuki is holding the volume I set aside in her hands. Alright, I'm ready. Good. Even if you weren't, I'd make you anyway. You're taking responsibility for what you said. The thing about cheering me up. If you insist. We sit in the same spot as last time when I open the second volume. Natsuki's mood quickly improves, laughing and pointing things out to me. She's surprisingly sharp, making note of a lot of subtle, repeated jokes and background elements. In the end, I'm pretty impressed by how everything ties together in this manga. I guess Natsuki has good taste after all. After some time, Monica gets our attention as usual, and it's time to share poems again. Guess I'll be holding this from now. Yep, even you sound more enthusiastic this time. Well, I'm starting to get into it, you know? Told you. Yeah. I returned to my seat and slipped the book into my bag. Who should I show my poem to? Natsuki, of course. Natsuki reads my poem. She keeps glancing at me and then back at the poem. By now, she must have read it more than once. Is it that bad? No, it's not. It's good. It's really good, okay? There, I said it. Ugh, this wasn't supposed to happen at all. Why can't you just be bad at this? My poems are supposed to impress you, not the other way around. You're trying to impress me? Obviously. Think I'd let you enjoy Yuri's writing more than mine? Give me a break. Well, in that case, what's the problem with me trying to impress you? I'll tell you, Natsuki's phrase freezes like she's just realized something. You're trying to impress me? Natsuki vigorously scans her poem over one more time. Then the poem slips out of her hands and flutters to the floor. I have to use the bathroom. Red-faced, Natsuki quickly walks out of the room. Hey, Jaden? Did you do something to Natsuki? I just saw her rush out like that. You didn't do anything terrible, did you? No, I just told her that... My voice gets caught in my throat. There's no way I could tell Monica that I'm trying to impress Natsuki. Monica sees the poem lying on the floor and swiftly picks it up. She reads through it, her smile not fading from her face. I see. You wrote this for Natsuki, didn't you? I mean, not really. In fact, didn't she like your poem a lot the other day, too? I'm surprised you know her taste so well already. Are you sure you're not cheating, Jaden? Monica? No, hold on. Don't accuse me of this. It's not fake. She knows too much. Abandon ship. Cheating? What do you mean by that? Never mind, I'm just kidding. I didn't understand Monica's joke at all. Anyway, how do you think Natsuki feels about you? Oh, you don't need to answer that. It's just something for you to think about. Hey! Natsuki comes up and snatches the poem out of Monica's hands. Neither of us had noticed her re-enter the classroom. Did you read this, Monica? Of course, I liked it. You should really stop reading things that aren't for you, you know? You have a bad habit of doing that. Huh? But Jaden wrote this poem, and we're supposed to share with everyone, right? Natsuki freezes. She apparently forgot that my poem is technically for everyone to read. Okay, well, I think Jaden is done sharing this poem with everyone. It's not like anyone would want to read this anyway. In fact, I'm just going to hold on to this. If you insist. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Like what? Never mind. Natsuki, I'll give you the poem, but it's still not very fair to Sayori. She hasn't gotten to read it yet. So what? Well, I guess Jaden is right, Natsuki. It's not fair if you don't let everyone finish reading it. Fine. Natsuki returns my poem. It's not like she's gonna like it, though. Anyway, read my poem now. And no, it won't let you keep it. It's my only copy. Amy likes spiders. And I'm gonna tell everyone. Not bad, right? It's longer, I was just warming up. No, it wasn't the best you can do. It's pretty straightforward. I doubt I have to explain it. Yeah. Jeez, just look forward to tomorrow too, okay? Did we miss anything important there? I've been in, I know I was talking about that, you can appreciate this kind of writing. I know I talked about that yesterday, but I've been enjoying sharing my writing with you, so you consider yourself lucky. Thanks for being honest. What is that supposed to mean? I'm always honest. Just look forward to tomorrow too, okay? Alright, let's show it to Sayori. I like this one. It's cute. Here's my poem. It's really good. Yuri, you need more metaphors. Monica, what do you gotta say? Monica, have anything different to say? That was kind of silly with Natsuki earlier, wasn't it? I'm glad the two of you have been getting along so well. That's one way of putting it. Anyway, I've already read your poem, but you can go ahead and read mine now. I like the way this one turned out. Save me, load me, do. It's even more abstract. Thanks for listening. And now we get to talk about the festival. Let's see. Yeah, the festival's coming up. Let's try to write poems, practice it. Everybody read in front of each other. Even though it's only been a few days, a lot of things have already changed, but hey, Sayori's being a little quieter than usual. Hey, Sayori? Sorry, I was spacing out. No wonder. I was thinking about something from earlier. I like how we get to, Sayori fumbles with her words. Let's say one day Natsuki asked to walk home with you. Huh? What would you do? You're kind of putting on me the spot on the... I feel bad saying this, but I'm gonna because we're on the path for Natsuki. Walking home with Natsuki, huh? Why does the thought of that make my heart pound? I think I'd be afraid of what she'd do to me if I turned her down. Isn't she so cute and fun to be around? That has nothing to do with what I just said. You admitted it. Jeez, there's not even any point in speculating on something that's never gonna happen. Well, maybe, but I just like to think about it. It's not long before you won't need me anymore, you know? Need you? Sayori, I can't figure out if you're seeing things in your head right now. Everyone is different. Nobody in the club is a replacement for you. If you say so. Conversation trails off, feeling awkward. But it's kind of her fault for trapping her in such a weird question. Can't just lie to her. But if there's something that makes her happy, I would hate to take that away from her. That's why I said there's no point in speculating. And again, the festival is only a few days away. Who knows what'll happen in that time? Not good things for the most part. Alright, we're going to save, we're going to write another Natsuki poem, and everything in school should be pretty much the same, and then she gets to come over to our house this weekend. Okay, so Sayori's acting a little off. We asked Monica about it, and she said she'd handle everything. So we were sitting here for a second, and Natsuki has approached us. Hey, you! Eh? I look up and see Natsuki sitting next to me. Are you just going to sit there and keep staring at nothing? There isn't that much time, so... sorry, I didn't mean to make you worry or anything. It's not like I'm worried. I was just... Natsuki glances down at her side. She's holding a volume of manga in her hand. That's right. Something just came up for a minute, but we can get started now. I won't make you wait any longer. Jeez. Now you're making me feel like a jerk. If something's bothering you, you can just tell me to leave you alone and I will. Assuming you didn't feel like talking about it or anything. She practically mumbles that last part. Nah, I'm probably making it seem like a bigger deal than it is. I've just been thinking about Sayori, that's all. Sayori? Thinking about her? Yeah, she seemed pretty down today, but she didn't want to admit it to me. So, can't help but wonder if something happened to her. Oh. Natsuki exhales. Well, first of all, you should really work on your phrasing. But anyway, you're her best friend, right? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, then in that case, I think you should trust her a little more. If she needed you, then you'd be the first person she'd go to, right? Well, I guess that's true. Some people just have those days. You can't always avoid it. If anything, she doesn't want you to worry about her because it's not important. And it's kind of what she said to me. Maybe it's not right for me to go against her wishes. Exactly. If she needed you to worry about her, then it'd be a lot more obvious. Yeah, I should have thought of it that way from the start. Natsuki fiddles with the book she's holding in her hands. She really means a lot to you, doesn't she? Don't get the wrong idea or anything. We've just been friends for a long time. It's normal to be worried about your friends. You were worried about me, so... I was not. Jeez, if you're fine, then let's hurry and get started already. Yeah. Okay, everyone. After some time passes, Monica calls out to the club room. It's time to share our poems. Natsuki. Let's see. You're certainly enthusiastic today. Of course. You know I like your writing. I'm just surprised. It seemed like you had a lot of trouble admitting that before. Well, of course. I just had to put you in your place a little bit. It's not like I was shy or anything stupid like that, or jealous. I really wasn't jealous. Just because you happen to be a good writer? It's such a dumb thing to get jealous about. Natsuki, what? You're not very confident about your writing, are you? What are you talking about? My writing is obviously the best, right? It took me a while to figure it out, but I think I finally did. Maybe Natsuki acts so arrogant because she's trying to make up for her own insecurities. If she acts like she's the best, then other people might think that way too. Right? Jaden, please just tell me you like my poems. I don't care if you hate them. Just please tell me I'm the best. I just really need to hear that from someone. I know I sound stupid, but there's a reason I never shared my poems before this. Natsuki, because nobody ever takes me seriously. What's the point in sharing my poems if people are just gonna laugh and say, "That's so cute, just like you, Natsuki"? Sometimes I don't want to be cute, but nobody understands that. I try really hard when I write. The style doesn't matter. The emotions are there. Why can't anyone see that? I just want... Natsuki trails off. Maybe it's because her lips started to quiver. Look down. Her fists are clenched really tightly. Hey, Natsuki? If you're not careful, you're gonna rip your own poem. I gently grab the poem with my own hand until she relaxes her grip on it. I place it flat on the desk and smooth out all the wrinkles she put into it. Don't read it! Before I can pick it up, Natsuki snatches the poem from the desk. It's not any good, and I know you hate my poems, so you don't have to read this one, okay? But I want to read it. But why? Because I like your poems. I really do. Why would I judge you for your style? It's not like my own style is anything crazy. I mean, it's true that the first time I read one of your poems, I didn't look much into it, but I know you better now, and it's wrong for Yuri to think your style is more amateur than hers, and Shiori, she always means well, but sometimes she's so focused on simple happiness that she doesn't understand what people really want. Yeah, I guess I never really thought about how hard it is for you. I'm sorry if I was part of that problem. I understand now. You're not just cute, you're a lot more than that. Natsuki, you're doing it again. Once again, she clutches the poem a little too hard. She looks down, hiding her eyes from me. Never realized how difficult this was for her, but finally she forces herself to extend her arms and set the poem on the table. You can read it. Just turn that way. I don't want you to look at my face right now. Okay, I will. Oh, well, this is adorable. It's different. Because you. Tomorrow will be brighter with me around, but when today is dim, I can only look down. My looking is a little more forward because you look at me. When I want to say something, I say it with a shout, but my truest feelings can never come out. My words are a little less empty because you listen to me. When something is above me, I reach for the stars, but when I feel small, I don't get very far. My standing is a little bit taller because you sit with me. I believe in myself with all of my heart. But what do I do when it's all torn apart? My faith is a little bit stronger because you trusted me. My pen always puts my feelings to the test. I'm not a good writer, but I try. My best is my best. My poems are a little bit dearer because you think of me. Because you, because you, because you. That's so cute. Oh my gosh. Sorry. I know Natsuki's a lot more than cute, but this is like such a like sweet, like heartfelt poem. I forgot that this happened. Man, Natsuki has really grown on me over the course of this playthrough. She's so just like it's like as much as she's a tsundere and that's stereotypically like hiding her feelings and not admitting what she really like, says. She really has come a long way, and she's like one of the most like honest and like open people. And she's one of the only ones that can go nuts in Act Two. So why are you looking at me like that? If you don't like it, then just say it. I won't get mad. No, it's not that I don't like it. It was just a little surprising to read. I guess I'm not used to hearing such nice things coming from you. Don't just say that, dummy. What do you think the point of writing is? Expressing things that you can't just say. Yeah, I understand. I'm sorry for missing the point sometimes. I always mean well, and I'm happy you showed this to me. I liked it. Well, yeah, I'm a pro, so... Suki mumbles, completely failing to sound confident like she usually does. Just remember that I can think these things sometimes too. You know, when you're nice to me, it's meaningful. I'm glad. Sensing Natsuki is satisfied, I hand the poem back to her, but as I do, she takes my hands and pushes them back away. Her small, soft hands surprise me with their assertion. I don't want it. Well, why not? I just don't. Jeez. I realize what Natsuki's doing. Unable to be honest, she's trying to give me the poem in a roundabout way. In that case, I'm gonna keep it. Instead of teasing her, I choose to go along with it. Good. If you didn't, I would be... Never mind. Just, I'm glad that you want it. She backpedals on her words and leaves it at that. Despite her best efforts to hide her expression, I can see her faintly smiling to herself. That's all for now, so go put it away before someone sees it, okay? Yeah, I'll go do that. With that, I return to my seat so I can put away Natsuki's poem. And Sayori next. It's nice, I guess. You don't need to worry about what I think. You wrote this for someone else, probably Natsuki. Oh. Ah, you can never just be 100% happy. Yuri doesn't look too enthusiastic about spending time with me. I guess if she changes her mind, she'll come to me, but I should leave her be for now. Oh, that's too sad. No. Oh. Hi, Jaden. Have you thought about what you want to submit to perform at the festival? Well, being in this club is one thing, but performing, give it some more thought. Let's take a look at your poem. Sticking with the Natsuki style once more, I see. You really like Natsuki, don't you? That's... Oh, come on, Jaden. It's awfully suspicious, you know. Spending time with her in the club room every day, pretending to like the manga she's into. You know how Natsuki is. If I don't indulge her, she'll end up hating me. Eh? No, I think you're misunderstanding, Jaden. It's not like Natsuki just hates anyone who doesn't give her what she wants. She's assertive, but she's not that selfish. In fact, I think you're the only one who's indulged her as much as you have. Is that so? I kind of knew that. I just didn't want to admit it. So I just need to ask one more thing of you. Be careful, please. Natsuki's kind of predictable. A lot of times, she doesn't even know what she wants. After all, she's the youngest one here. She might not know how to handle her own feelings properly. What I'm saying is, if something bad happens, it could end up damaging the club, too. You wouldn't want to do that to me, right? That's, Wolf. Monica's a little more assertive here. I care about her in the club. It's kind of unfair to bring that up. Well, you're smart. I'm sure you'll do the right thing. Monica smiles sweetly. And let's see her poem. The Lady Who Knows Everything. You know, I feel like learning and looking for answers, the sort of thing that gets life purpose, not to get too philosophical. Yeah. Thanks for listening. Say sorry left. We're just going to go through deciding what we're going to do for the festival preparations. Of course, we're going to help Natsuki. Probably use 2 people. Don't worry, baking is a ton of fun. You'll definitely agree. Just a minute ago, you were saying that's because... Never mind, okay? Anyway, you'll be fine by yourself, right, Yuri? Of course. I'm used to it after all. That's good. Oh. Even though Yuri's being melodramatic, it's a little hard not to feel bad. So that's everything, right? Anything else we need to talk about? Nope, that's about it. Everything except the performance is going to be awesome. I don't think that really counts. What about you? I guess I can say I'm interested to see how it'll turn out. Alright. Oh geez, stop. Stop! Well, I couldn't stop it. You're coming to my house? Well, yeah, what's wrong with that? I just figured since I'm the one helping, I'd go to your house. Yeah, right, like I'd have a guy over at my house. My dad would kill me. It's kind of strict if you ask me. Yeah, how do you think I feel? I can't do anything when my dad's home. Anyway, I just need to complain for a second. We have each other's numbers, that's all I needed. I'll text you when I'm coming over. I'm ready to show you why I love baking so much, so you better look forward to it. Didn't you say you were going to give me the dirty work? I was just saying that. It's not like I could act in front of anyone that I was actually looking forward to this. I've never gotten to bake with anyone. Yada yada yada. Natsuki's coming to my house. Is it a chance to make something happen between us? Ooh, or is it too early? Only time will tell. I'm getting increasingly anxious about Natsuki's upcoming visit. I keep telling myself there's no reason to be nervous, but it doesn't help much. I wonder if she'll act any different when it's just the 2 of us. Meanwhile, she's been texting me a lot. We sent each other one after exchanging numbers to double check, but it turned into a conversation. She's almost a different personality on the phone, using tons of emojis and cute language. She also really likes complaining about things, but I kind of saw that one coming. But putting Natsuki aside, I haven't heard a thing from Sayori. So let's go zoom over to her house, quickly have a depressing conversation, and I shouldn't worry too much. Just focus on what's ahead of me. Alright. I spend only a few minutes back home, anxiously awaiting Natsuki's arrival. Before I know it, she texts me that she's outside the front door. Without delay, I open the front door to let her in. Look at this cute outfit. This is a good outfit. What's up? Hey. I don't know what I was expecting, but seeing Natsuki in something other than her school uniform totally threw me off. Seeing her in such cute clothes makes the uniform seem totally unfitting in comparison. Jeez, don't make it feel so awkward already. It's gonna be a long afternoon, so don't be weird just because you're not used to seeing me outside of school. Anyway, I'm coming in. I see you brought a lot of stuff. Natsuki's carrying a large bag that's probably full of baking supplies. Well, I didn't want to come all this way just to find out your kitchen isn't equipped for the job. You bought everything I asked you to, right? Yeah, I did. Yesterday, Natsuki asked me to buy a bunch of ingredients if I didn't already have them at home. Good. Glad to see I can count on you to do your part. Well, of course. I'm surprised to hear Natsuki suddenly saying that, rather than something snarky like she usually does. Could it be she's a little different outside of school after all? Anyway, let's go to the kitchen. What, you're not even going to offer to take this heavy bag from me? Where's your hospitality, Jaden? Come on, since when did I need to be a gentleman? I grab the bag Natsuki holds out to me. Ugh, this is ridiculously heavy. I carried that all the way here. Are you impressed? I see. Yeah, I am impressed, Natsuki. Seems like I always underestimate you. It's because I'm so small, isn't it? You jerk. Natsuki hits a fist into my chest. Hey, your size has nothing to do with it. Do you really hate being small that much? It's not like I hate it. I mean, sometimes I like proving people wrong when they only think I'm worth my size. It's fun when I get to be small and also better than other people. But, geez, never mind. What are you making me say? Don't think you can make me talk about weird things just because we're not at school. Are we getting started or what? There's a lot of stuff I gotta teach you. What? That's a little bit more like you. You're more fun when you speak your mind like that. Hey! Now you are treating me like a kid. I was just trying to be a little nicer, you know? And just because I don't have a mature and sexy figure like Yuri doesn't mean you should treat me like... Natsuki catches her words and her face turns red. Natsuki, forget it. I didn't say anything. I should apologize. Eh? I appreciate you were trying to be nicer. You should have been a little more considerate too. But also, if that's what you're thinking, you should know there's a ton of guys who are into body types like yours. How would you know that anyway? Trust me on this one. Gross. Hey, was that to me? Who else? Man, let's just get started already. Aha! You get all sour when a girl calls you gross. I finally found your weakness, Jaden. Natsuki smiles deviously. Please spare me. Well, if Natsuki decides to dish out more insults like that, there's no way I'm not fighting back, but she's satisfied enough for now, finally starting to pull things out of her bag so we can get started. Before long, the whole kitchen is a mess. Spoons, dirty bowls, flour, spilled liquid, and plastic bags are strewn about every countertop. The mixer isn't big enough to make all the batter at once, so we've had to do it several times. Meanwhile, Natsuki is babysitting all of my movements to make sure I don't mess up her precious baking. Jade, where'd you put the food coloring? The batter's going in the oven soon, so I need to fill the trays. I think it's still in the bag next to the table. What are you using it for? To color the batter, of course. I'm making each tray a different color. That way, even if the flavors aren't different, everyone can still pick their favorite. That's a cute idea. Are we doing anything like that with the icing? Do you want to? You're asking me? I don't really have a preference, so come on. You're not putting any heart into this at all. Can't you at least try to have fun? I'm having fun. Not really sure what Natsuki's trying to get out of me. Meanwhile, I see her separate the batter into smaller bowls and put a few drops of food coloring into each. Oh, that does look pretty cool. See? It's not like baking is just about following instructions. The presentation is where you get to be creative and have the most fun. It's a million times more worth it in the end if just looking at it makes everyone's eyes lighten up. Like the ones you made on my first day, huh? I recall Natsuki proudly presenting her cat-shaped cupcakes and Sayori and Monika's delighted expressions. I wonder if I can make Natsuki proud like that too. Yeah, maybe I will use the food coloring then. Sounds like you're starting to understand. Just make sure you completely finish mixing the icing before you mess with the food coloring. Yeah, it's getting there. We were using the electric mixer for the batter, so I got stuck with a whisk and a huge bowl for the icing. The icing's still lumpy. Are you even trying? Well, yeah, it's just It'll take just a little longer. Jeez, I'll be here all night if you do it like that. Here, look. Natsuki grabs the whisk from me and uses the other hand to tilt the bowl back. You really need to beat the crud out of it. After a few seconds, the consistency of the icing is already improved. See? As if to emphasize, Natsuki sticks a finger in the icing and pops it in her mouth. I reluctantly start to do the same. Hey! Natsuki suddenly grabs my wrist. I don't want your gross fingers in my icing. Your icing, eh? Are you forgetting who did all the work? I start to fight back, trying to inch my finger towards the bowl. Don't make me beat the crud out of you next. I'd like to see you try. I push harder, just enough for my finger to reach the icing. I triumphantly scoop some from my finger, just as Natsuki tugs with all her might. Ah! The force of Natsuki pulling me causes me to stumble, making her stumble in turn. Gross! You got it on my face! Whose fault is that? There's a big glob of icing on Natsuki's cheek. She tries to reach it with her tongue, but it's too far away. Jeez. You know what? Take this. Natsuki instead wipes it off with her finger before shoving her finger towards my own face. You wish. I'm faster. I grab her wrist with my hand before it reaches my face. Natsuki tries to use the other hand to fight back, but I grab that one as well. Oh my goodness. Scandalous. Stop. Not until you apologize for calling me gross. Fine, fine. I'm sorry for calling you gross. You know I didn't mean it. It's just fun seeing you react to it. This is a really cute smile, though. I will say. This is an adorable one. She looks like she's genuinely enjoying herself and having fun. You do that to me all the time, you know. Saying dumb things. Apparently I'm losing my voice. Just to get a reaction out of me. You really shouldn't tease girls like that. Is that so? In that case, I probably shouldn't do this either. I feel like this is also the most bold that MC is. Like on one hand, I feel like Natsuki gets a lot of like care and like really good scenes and stuff to kind of make up for the fact that she doesn't get like a sad death. Natsuki just gets the best of both worlds, I guess, huh? I take Natsuki's finger and put it in my mouth, licking off the icing. But what? Seriously, just Natsuki is so surprised that she can't even figure out how to get mad at me. Her face is entirely red. Jaden, you really shouldn't do that kind of thing to girls unless you really like them. You know that, right? What kind of question she asked me just like that? How did the moon turn into this so quickly? I think you know how the moon turned into this. You're the one who grabbed her wrists and put her up against the wall and then licked her finger. Natsuki gazes at me in silence. I notice her shallow breaths. Why am I starting to feel dizzy? Eh? Out of nowhere, the fire alarm starts going off. Natsuki rushes over to the oven. Something burning? I thought you didn't put the cupcakes in yet. No wonder you left a dirty tray in here, baka. How could you make a mistake like that? Should have checked before turning the oven on. Don't blame me for your mistakes. Jeez. Natsuki uses an oven mitt to grab the blackened tray out of the oven. She sets it on top of the stove. In another moment, the fire alarm stops. Anyway, I'm putting them in the oven now. Yeah. The tension from the moment before still lingers over our heads, but the moment's been lost. I watch as Natsuki slides the cupcake trays into the oven. Then I reluctantly pick up the whisk and continue with the icing like nothing ever happened. Ah, that smells so good. Cupcakes are ready to be pulled out of the oven. As soon as Natsuki opens the oven door, a blast of sweet-smelling warmth air fills the room. Look how cute they all look. She proudly shows off the different colored cupcakes in each of their trays. They look even better once we add the icing. Not like you need to tell me that. I brought the decorating stuff, so I hope you can get creative. Here, scoop the icing into these bags. Natsuki hands me some plastic bags. Add these nozzles that will make them look nice and fluffy. This one can even make flowers. We probably won't be using it this time, though. What's this one for? Pick up one of the nozzles that has a much thinner tip than the others. That one's really thin, so you can use it to make stripes or other patterns. You can also use it to write stuff on a cake, like happy birthday or whatever. Huh, I see. That gives me an idea, actually. Eh? Well, it's a literature club event, right? We could make it more literature themed by writing a different word on each one of the cupcakes. It'd be fun to see people choose their cupcakes based on a word they like. I was kind of expecting you to say something really stupid, but it's actually a really cute idea, so maybe I'm getting it from you. But what's that supposed to mean? Not cute. Come on, we're not at school. Nobody's judging. You can't dress and act like this and not expect me to think you're cute. Well, Natsuki's voice trails off. Same with you. Huh? Did you just say something? No, nothing. Let's just do the icing. Natsuki picks up the paste and fastens a nozzle on each of the bags. There's a lot to do, so we shouldn't be wasting time. Here, I'll show you how to do it. Without giving me a chance to think about before, Natsuki quickly moves on. She shows me how to apply the icing, and we each get to work. When we're actually finally finished, Natsuki puts them all side by side to admire our work. Look at how pretty they are together. Yeah, they are, aren't they? Well, I wish I could have one now. Well, there's no reason you can't, right? I don't see any harm in that. Well, yeah, but my dad's making dinner tonight, so I really need to save my appetite. Sayori is the exact opposite in that regard. If she were here, we'd probably be down 10 cupcakes already. And she would still eat dinner. Come on, that's just unhealthy. Besides, when my dad cooks, I need to eat as much of it as I can. Well, anyway, I was hoping we'd have time for manga, but I need to be home for dinner. Already? It's a shame. It's your fault for working so slowly. Should have thought about that. It's not like you always have this chance. Man. As usual, Natsuki puts the blame on me. You can bring the cupcakes tomorrow, right? If you and Sayori each carry some, you can probably do it in one trip. Yeah, I can do that. And don't worry, I won't let her eat any. I wish she would listen to me the way she listens to you. Yeah. I again think back to the conversation I had with Sayori earlier today. I felt so helpless. She always listens, but at that point it felt like she couldn't listen to me at all. Okay, I'm all packed up. Good work today. Me too. I'll walk you out, I guess. Just like that, Natsuki's already about to leave. I feel like the afternoon went by in a flash. More than that, did I even take the opportunity to get closer to her like I wanted? Well, I guess I'll be off then. Thanks for all the help and everything. Well, see you tomorrow. Wait, Natsuki? Eh? What you said before about not always having this chance? It doesn't have to be that way at all. I had fun today. You showed me how fun baking can be like you wanted. But aside from that, you can come over anytime, okay? I think that if possible, I'd like to spend more time like this. If you want to read manga or go out somewhere. Do you really mean that? Natsuki looks at me tensely like she's trying to hide her expression. Yeah, I want to spend more time with you. Jaden, I thought you only cared about getting this done. I'm sorry I had to leave so early today. I really didn't want to. I would really stay here longer if I could. I feel the same way as you, so... She suddenly gets closer to me. Wait, Natsuki? Standing inches from me, Natsuki looks up at me. I feel her fingers gently clutch at the sides of my shirt as if holding on to me. Her rose-colored cheeks and matching eyes fill my vision, along with her slightly parted lips. What is happening? My head starts to go dizzy as I feel her soft breaths against me. I've felt it for a while now. Natsuki suddenly jumps back. Is this Sayori? Eh? Hi, Jaden. Sayori, just now we weren't... It's okay, Jaden. I just stopped by to say hi. Well... You should have come a little earlier. I'm already on my way out, so... Oh, really? It's too bad. Yeah, well, I'll still see you at the festival tomorrow, so it's fine. Just don't eat any cupcakes before then. Anyway, later. Clearly flustered, Natsuki hurries off and Sayori waves goodbye. Sayori, I thought you didn't want to come over today. Well, I tried staying in my room, but my imagination was being really mean to me. And with this sad music and this sad conversation with Sayori, before anything tragic happens, we're going to wrap up this episode here. Because I don't need the feels in my heart right now. So that does it for Natsuki's route. And we did Sayori's in the previous episode. So that just leaves Yuri, which we already did at the beginning of this series. So I'm going to zoom through that one again. And then in the next episode, we will get ourselves the true ending. And we will have finished everything, all the CGs that there is in the main game. And we can start working on the side stories and getting the rest of the secrets. So thank you guys so much for watching another episode of Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. If you did enjoy, please consider leaving a like or subscribing. if you're not already. I really appreciate all the support on these videos. It's a ton of fun to dive into this game again and get the true ending, and then we got all the side stories and stuff to do, which is going to be really cool. It's all 100% new content for me. I haven't experienced any of it yet. Got no spoilers, so I'm excited. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you all next time. Later!